I'm Dr. Renuka, working as an assistant professor in Department of Computing Technologies in SRMIST in KTR campus. Now I'm going to teach about operating system basic concepts. The syllabus it's related to SRMIST 2021 regulation. So those who are comes under that 21 regulation, the people can go through these things. So now we are going to discuss about basic concepts of operating system. First, we should know about what is meant by operating system. What is meant by operating system? These are the topics we are going to discuss in this video. What operating system do? What is the computer system organization? So what type of architecture they follow to create a operating system, operating computer system architecture. What is the structure of the operating system? What are the operations or comes under that? Then what are the process management, memory management, storage management, production and security, how we are protecting that operation. What are the production methods we are using? What is the kernel of the data structure we are using to create the data structure for creating operating system? What type of environment we used, that comes under computing environment, and what are the open source operating systems are there. So these are comes under this thing. So what is the first objectives of the operating system is to describe the basic organization of the computer system. That is the first object. To provide a grand tour of major components of the operating system, to give an overview of the many types of computing environment, to explore the several open resource operating systems. What does mean by operating system? Actually, a program that acts an intermediary between the user of the computer and hardware. That is, it will act as the intermediate tool between user of the computer and the computer hardware. So this is the main role of the operating system. What are the operating system goals? To execute the user program, to make solving the user problems. So what does mean by operating system is it's a collection of set of programs. Collection of set of programs, we can call it as operating system. So when you take one system, so what are the programs are there? The Word is one program, Excel is one program. If you are working in Word, Excel, PPT, everything, so how it is developed. So it's a contains a program. Set of programs are there. So which is used to work the people under the word processor. That is PPT or Word or PDF or whatever it is. The collection of programs the connected together, it's we can see the system. So that is called as operating. So we need the set of programs to perform any operations. So that is a set of instructions to execute the user program to make solving the user problems easier. Make the computer system convenient to use the computer hardware in an efficient manner. And the computer system can be divided into, so when you take a system, what are the parts of the systems? Hardware, software. So hardware means when you take one system, what are the hardware tools are there? CPU, memory, input output devices. Software means set of programs resides within the systems. The control and coordinate the use of the hardware among the various applications and users. What is mean by application program is nothing but, so the applications which is specifically used for the particular task, so that is called as application program. So Word is one application. Here we can type the content, so whatever we want. So the task, that is the program which is used for some specific application. Okay, defines the way in which the system resources are used to solve the computer problems of the users, the word processor, compiler. web processor, database systems, video games. The video games, we can play the games. Database system, it's a storage location. We can store lot of data within the database system. Web browsers, we can search anything. And compilers, so without compilers, we can't execute anything, we can't store anything, we can't run anything, because so system knows only, that is what your machine level language. Whatever we are giving, it's considered, it comes under what your English level language only. So you need to convert it to machine level languages. So then only system can understand the language, system can work within the particular location. So we can get the output. So that is called as compiler. Word processor, you know. So for editing and typing everything, we are using the word processor. The users, the people, machines, and other computers we can. So the four components of the computer system. So what are the components? First, the user. So how we are user interact with the hardware. Directly we can't interact. I'm sitting here. I'm going to interact with the system. System is the monitor, is the hardware. I can't interact directly. So with the help of some intermediate thing only, I can communicate with the system. So the first thing is the whatever we are typing, that will be converted to the machine code. So for that we need assembler, compiler, interpreter, text editor, something like that. So what is the use of compiler, which is used to convert the high level language to machine level language. Next one is that is assembler, is the assembly level language to, that is assembly level code, that is the machine codes. Next one is user, text editor we are using, and database system for storing the content. So the system and application programs. So these are comes under language translator. So what is in the assembler, compiler, interpreter? You all studied in the, that is the first year itself. So the basic thing, interpreter. What is mean by compiler and interpreter? Compiler is that is, it take the whole code and execute it. So but interprets a line by line execution. We can check the program if you are having one program that contains the 10 lines in the program. So here, if you are using interpreter, means what happens? We can check the code line by line. So it's easily you can identify and rectify the errors. Very useful thing to identify and rectify. So when we are using, which one is the efficient means? The interpreter is efficient. So the compiler will take the whole program. It's automatically converted to machine code. That it will not check anything. So line by line execution, whatever it is. It is difficult to identify the errors because the each line by line. So it can't read line by line. It will take the whole line, whole program as such. Then it will interact with the operating system. So hardware. So with the help of operating system only, we are directly communicating with the hardware. And why we are using the what operating system to? Actually, why we are going for operating system? Actually, it's a good performer, yeah, which is we can utilize the resource mainly for resource utilization. Many people can use the resource at the same time. It's a manual work that we can't do it in the same time or a very small amount of time. It's very difficult. If we are using the system, we can perform more than one operations at the same time. So that is called, we can, many people can use the resource, the multitask. That is called as resource utilization. It's a good performance. The workstation, it's a bigger, it's a good workstation we are working here. So the one server. So with the help of server, we are sharing more than information with the more than one clients. And so these some computers have the little or no user interface, such as embedded computers in the devices and automobiles. So what is the, actually it is the main task of operator is a resource allocator. It manages all the resources and decide between the conflicting the resources for efficient and the fair resource use. So how to control the program? Control the execution of the program to prevent the errors and the improper use of the computer. That is the controlling is the power. He controlling means he monitor everything. He monitors whoever controlling authority. He monitors everything. Is there any error? If we can't execute the program at the same time, means everything is monitored. So based on that, we can solve the problem. So the controlling authority. Yes, the controlling. So it's a control program. And so the next one is The one program running at all the times of the computer is the kernel. That is what is meant by kernel. The kernel is an internal part of an operating system. So that is internally. So the system programs or the application programs, like that is the bootstrap program. It's created by the bootstrap loader. So what is mean by bootstrap loader? When the system going to start, one loader is initiated is inside the system. So that is called as bootstrap loader. It's loaded at the power up or reboot. So while we are starting the system, that time we can, the bootstrap loader is started. So typically we are using some ROMs, that is ROM, EEPROM, generally known as PAMBA. And next one is uh, initialize all the aspects of the system, load the operating system kernel and start the execution. And next one is, so this is the organization. So what is mean by organization? What are the, when you take a system, what are the parts inside the system? That is the organization, how it is organized. CPU, disk controller, graphics adapter and memory. So what is in your adapter? It's a connector. How we are connecting the printer with the monitor and mouse. These are the hardware devices. How we are using, going to connect the within the system. So with the help of cables, you need some adapters for connectors and cables for connecting everything with that. So everything is shared the same memory. That is called as memory. One memory is connected here. So the CPU with the help of disk controller, that is the hard disk, we are going to share the information for storing. Monitor, printer, keyboard, mouse, USB. So this mouse, keyboard, printer, everything is connected with the USB control with the help of some cables. So monitor, that is the graphics adapter is there. So with the help of everything is commonly connected to the memory. So next one is, here we given the explanation for each and everything. Input output devices can execute concurrently, and each devices the controller has the local buffer. So CPU moves the data from the main memory to the local memory, and IO devices from the local buffer. Next we are going to discuss about interrupt. So the what is mean by interrupt? If you are walking somewhere, walking on the road, one car is, one cycle is crossed, one cat or what. So we can't continue our walk at the same time. We should stand for some time. After the crossing is over, then only we can walk further. This is what happens. So this is the interrupt. So once we are work is started now, so power is off. What happens? The system is automatically, it should be in the switch off condition. Then what happens? We can't, it's the work can be suspended for some time. When it will be resumed, once the power is on only, it can be automatically resumed. So this is called as some disturbance. It's not able to continue our work at the same time. So somewhat disturbance we are facing in the time. So that is called as interrupt. Next one is, so what is meant by interrupt driven? So the trap and exception. The trap and exceptions. So it's generated by the interrupt caused by. So you are giving another alternate solution. The exceptions. So what are the exceptions? So that is called as. So this type of operating system we can call it as interrupt driven. Next one is pooling and vectored. So these are comes under interrupt only. And next topic, see now we discussed about what are the things, that is the what is the organization structure, what is in the operating system kernel and everything we discussed. And the next one is system call and device status table. Okay, system call. How we are calling? What is in the system call is nothing but we are calling from somewhere. So, for example, I am telling we are creating a subfunctions there. So, in the main function, we are calling the subfunctions in the main function with the help of some method. This is one type of system call. Okay, how we are calling the statement in the main function. Then only it will be work. Okay, so these topics, these are the main basics. So we'll continue the remaining topics in the next session. Thank you for watching. Yeah, thank you so much.